Steve, you're not happy with the service?
What I mean, because
it's the same old thing, innit? They need the comfort blanket. It's all fake. It's like the heritage, the history. They say that when they're 10, 12 points clear, when they're looking like they're going to win it. This all comes out about how great this Liverpool team is. When it was toe-to-toe with City and very close, it was a bit like that then. Oh, we can't compete. We can't compete with Man City. We can't spend the money they can spend. We're poor Liverpool. We can't do it. And then when they get slapped at the end and City are all on the pitch and I'm running round, with all the boys celebrating again, it's like, well, you couldn't expect us to compete. And then last season, when they got a bit of a lead and City dropped off, the chest came out a little bit. It's only a little chest, like a little pigeon chest, not like a big chest. That came out, and then they won it. And now, after 8 games, 4 in a row losses, the heritage, the history, you know what I mean? That's all gone out the window now because the heritage, the history, the Liverpool way is all gone because you've done it the different way. They've spent £500 million. They've got Isak. They've got Wirtz. They've got Ekitike. They went out and got Frimpong. They've got Kirkes. The defending champions added 500 million war chests to the cabinet and expected to come and roll with it. The only thing getting rolled at the minute is Liverpool, all over the place, slapped about and everything. And Man United, the banter club on this panel, Ruben Amorim, Rimball, came to Anfield.
It was a Rimball yesterday.
Yeah, and goes and wins it. And they deserved it. And the atmosphere, let's talk about the atmosphere. This is supposed to be a big game, big derby, Man United. It was piss poor. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. And like you say, he's a community man. People are looking for him for inspiration. You can't sit there with a fake Gucci hat on from Soweto Market and expect people to feed off that. You know what I mean? They want to see pride.
Yeah,
they want to see power. The speech in Cool Runnings. I see pride. I see power. I see a bad motherfucker that don't give a shit about nobody. This is what they want to see. They see pride. They see power. They don't want to see this little guy in the corner with a sad face telling us his tires have been popped and they can't compete anymore. You don't want this shit. We see pride, Gary. We see power, Gary. We see Gary. We want you. Come on. Rise again. Come on. We want it. Don't be dishevelled. There's 8 games. You cannot go in yourself. The Liverpool community, they need a leader. They need a man. They need that Jurgen Klopp. Imagine the cop now. You're stood in front of the cop. If you stand in front of the cop with this rig out, they're not going to be inspired. We need it. We need the fist pumping back. We need all that back. How many European Cups have you won? We need all this bullshit coming back. You can't sit there and expect us to be feeling sorry. No one felt sorry for me. 1 winning 13. No one felt sorry for me. You know what I mean? So no one's feeling sorry for you, Gary. So at the end of the day, you've said all the shit this year about how good you are and this, that, and the other, and what's going to happen and all this. Then you tell us how I told you about that. I told you he was going to lose 4 in a row.
That was it.
So you cover every base. It's like one of them guys that just covers every base. I think this week we are going to win, but then again, we might draw, but it is a possibility we lose. And then when you get one of the 3, you say, that's what I said, didn't I? Didn't I tell you we'd lose? The community is finished with that now. The community have found you out. I don't know where, to be honest, I don't know where you can go from this. I feel like we need to get Gok 1 in and do a makeover. The Grizz Khan makeover with Gok 1. He needs to chisel the style up. He needs to improve the dress sense, and he needs to get you back in the room, man. Because this is what I'm seeing here now. It's fucking pathetic.
The only way to go.
Well, on that note, yeah, sorry about that. We had to have a bit of a rant. If anyone watches the Big Six show, you know that for many years, Grizz Khan has been, very, very arrogant and very, very like Liverpool are on the pedestal. So you've got to kick him when he's down, So he got a bit of a kick last night, but hey ho. Welcome back, people, to the show.
Just before you do the intro, can I also say another amazing bit? People go and watch the full show because the full show's worth watching. Another amazing bit, right, is when Grizz, Mr. Stutterer, right, decides to read out a fucking poem. Right, that poem is mental. But when the cameras all go off and when your one comes back on and you're polishing that trophy that's in the corner there, because we all know who that was meant for, and that wasn't meant for the Liverpool fans.
I've had a wild week. The Arsenal fans have been upset.
Mate,
with that.
Steve, yesterday I got told on Never a Foul, I got told by an Arsenal fan that he's sick of the arrogance of you with your trophy polishing and me making a video about Wirtz, Isaac, and Gyökeres, and that we are too arrogant. He then went on to tell me that they are going to win the league at the Etihad. But
I've
hey,
had that myself. I've had that myself. But
anyway,
hey,
over to you.
it's a long season. We'll see. But anyway, welcome back, chaps. Pulpe, Nobbins, Martin. Everybody okay?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Feeling good tonight, everyone, in confident?
Yeah.
Oh, European away. We confident for a win or a draw, though?
No, I think we're confident for a win. Just before
so.
we get into it, I want to just put a special mention out there to a young City fan who a few of us know, Guy Bradshaw. He passed away last night in Benidorm. Don't know the ins and outs of it. I heard that I seen videos of him having a good day yesterday, and then they found him dead this morning. So it's absolutely tragic news. Not one we wanted to start the show with. But big shout out to his dad, Martin, who I know quite well, and all his family, and he's got a little girl. So from behalf of all the boys on here and the Man City community, we wish, the family well, and hopefully, we'll find out what went on there. But sorry about that. As a bit of a sad one, lads. But tonight, Villarreal, Manchester City, we're on a pretty decent run, would you say? Considering Tottenham and Brighton game, we were all in a little bit of panic mode. We didn't know which way it was going to go. We've steadied the ship a little bit. Not the win we wanted in Monaco. We threw it away a bit there. But tonight we can bounce back. Villarreal away. Plenty of Blues out there. Plenty of City fans on the way from Benidorm. I've seen the pictures. Looks like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
But
Steve, I know you don't like doing the Benidorm thing. Is there a bit of you that now I know it's European away night? A bit of you that's sat there thinking maybe I should have done better.
I can't lie. Last time I went Villarreal, it was the worst away I've ever been. Benidorm was shit. But I looked last night and everyone's ballooning in that Red Lion bar, and there's party that just wants to be in the middle of it. I know when I'm in the middle of it, it's doing me head in, and people are mithering me and talking to me about shit, and I'll be thinking I don't want to be here. But last night I definitely wanted to be there.
Yeah, I thought so. Anyway.
Well, no, it is what it is. But Martin, talk to me tonight. Are we getting back on the horse? We're going to win.
Yeah, back on the horse. We're 8 undefeated. Going to go 9.
Yeah, but the Saturday draw in Monaco was a bit of a snide one. I thought we'd just let them off the hook there with that.
Yeah, no, we're firmly back on the horse. Listen, I think it's going to be easy tonight. No, I think it will be a tough game because Villarreal are in good form, 3rd in La Liga. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he goes with tonight. Hopefully, we get it out while we're live. Well, it should come out. So,
do you think there's going to be any changes tonight? We know that there's players coming back from injury and players need minutes. Ake got a game at weekend. Kovacic got a few minutes. Mamouche, he's floating around. Is this a perfect game to do that, or is it just one of them, put your best team out first, let's hopefully we can get a good lead and then bring people on near the end? Because we've got Swansea next week as well.
Well, a lot of people think Cherki and Mamouche should be on the wings rather than Doku and Savinio right now. So I think it's subjective what you think about.
Is that? I feel like that's a very direct indirect.
Oh no, I'll come to you with the Savinio slander in a bit.
Okay, no problem. I'll wait for that. I'll wait for that.
No, I mean, to be honest, I probably would actually go with Mamouche and Cherki tonight just to give him a run out. I'd probably bring Gabardio back instead of Ake. I thought Ake was quite, I'll say rusty on Saturday to give him his, because I don't want to say crap. I'll say rusty. But other than that, no, probably. I was thinking about Reinders, but I thought Reinders probably suits Champions League, and I'd probably rush Reinders for Villa. I'd probably swap it around. I know a lot. I'd probably swap Reinders out and put Bernardo in the midfield for Villa.
I get that.
I can't lie. I'm resting Reinders against Swansea, but the rest of the games he can have for me.
Yeah, I think the Premier League is struggling with the pace of it a little bit at the minute. Not, by the way, he's not a flop. He's not bad. I just think Champions League nights is when Reinders comes alive a little bit more. For me, I think
do you think that Rodri missing doesn't allow him to be as expressive as he wants? I feel like when we've seen him with Rodri in a few games, he doesn't mind, having a bit of a venture forward. I feel like with Gonzalez behind him, he's probably told to just not go too far in case we leave him exposed. But I don't know. We'll see tonight.
I don't know. It was weird because Nobbins probably touching it when Foden dropped a little bit deeper Saturday, and then you had Nico J. I thought Reinders just got a little bit lost. Because is he meant to go deeper? Is he meant to go forward? I'm trying to figure out which partnership suits Reinders more at the moment.
I think it's what I can't lie. I think the Rodri, Reinders and Foden partnership in midfield was growing, but unfortunately it kind of got stopped because of the Rodri injury. But I think that was growing quite nicely.
But no, I actually do think we'll win tonight. I think it will only be by the odd goal. I'm not expecting us to go there and whip them. But for me, I'll take 1-0 right now and come back and move on a Villa.
Pulpe, anything you want to add to that? Do you think he's going to change it? Would you go with the same? Somebody mentioned today that would you change the goalkeeper? And I was like, I wouldn't personally, but he has done that in the Champions League before when he is a bit strange like that. Pep, you wouldn't put it past Pep to do something stupid tonight in that case.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly's injured, right? I think he's the only one that's probably not starting tonight. Maybe.
Yeah, he's got.
I think that would just mean it'd be the same. But Villarreal comes in. I think he'll go with the same 11. I think he's starting to settle down on. Players that are that are in a bit of form and they're in the team for the right reasons, rather than last year when we were just basically putting players in just because they were walking wounded and they were fit. So I won't be surprised if he goes with that starting 11 that I did last time. People make too much of the fact that Villarreal are third and they're like some sort of super team that are doing well in the league. They're not really that great. Well, they've been hammered a few times this season off the better teams. So, I'm not particularly worried. However, it's probably going to be like the kiss of death now. We'll probably lose. But I think we should be looking to go to these places and just comfortably win. If you're looking at Real Madrid and you're looking at Bayern Munich and you're looking at like Arsenal, they would go to places like this and they would expect to win comfortably. So we should. And I don't see how we should even be contemplating it being a struggle. We just got to go there, play a 7 out of 10 game. We should be comfortably enough to beat these teams. That's kind of what we have to be. We're coming off some good form. What is it, 8 unbeaten? Yeah. It'd be nice. One thing I would like to see tonight is some goal contributions to somebody else. I'd love to see us win 3-0 and Haaland get one, and then somebody come up with another couple of things, just to make it as though things are starting to tick in the right direction. We're not reliant on a 1-0 away victory against Haaland, and it was just all on him. And it was, we need something else to go into the weekend with.
No, I get that.
What a Marmoush off the bench. That's where I am at the moment with Marmoush, and I kind of think that's what Haaland maybe needs. Haaland 60 minutes, 65 minutes, gets one goal maybe, and then start bringing on Marmoush and try Marmoush through the middle. Because I think we do have to be careful we don't run Haaland into the ground.
I think a lot of these lads are still unfit, though, aren't they? I know they've been.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. That's why 30 minutes.
Marmoush is okay. Kovacic's just come back. Cherki's just come back. Marmoush is just back. So these guys have been knocking on the door for. I imagine he'll come on at some point today.
I feel like we do need to get Cherki and Marmoush etc. up to speed. We don't want to flog Haaland too much. We've got to be very, very careful how we play that. I mean, Cherki came on at weekend, the 10-minute cameo. He did a lot in 10 minutes, to be fair. He is that kind of player where, you'd pay to watch him. You know what I mean? He's fantastic. Yeah. He just seems to be a step above everybody else with his thinking. Even the free kick where he's seen Haaland's run, he was right on it. You know what I mean? But Nobbins,
Steve,
how are you? Okay.
Doing wonderfully well, thank you. How are you?
You look well, mate. You look well. I'm fine, mate. I've got a bit of a cold, but I'm fine. I'm all better for seeing you, pal.
I like that interaction. I can't lie. That interaction was beautiful.
It's a highlight of my time on the channel speaking to Nottingham. You know that. I like him.
What you actually get to speak to
The rest of you
someone
are chopped liver.
what's someone with a bit
Good night,
of
then. See you. I'll just turn the camera off.
someone with a bit of intelligence, Steve. Steve, so what you're saying is that usually on a Tuesday or Wednesday European night, right? You're away with a load of fucking drunkards with zero intelligence, whereas instead tonight you're with nobbins.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's only a drunkard?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Opposite ends of the scale, but no. The Cherki thing, I think it's important. I think he's got a. I don't think he'll start him tonight. But do you think the same as what the lads were saying there? More or less going to be the same team, or you think he's going to do something different?
I think it has to be a very similar team because I know that, you know, what Pulpy just said. I'd love it to be as simple as, you know, let's go there and we win. I've just double checked. They've lost since December 2024. They've lost twice at home, and one of those was against Real Madrid. So this is not a team that loses often at home. And as I say, 50% of those were against Real Madrid. So this is. I would love it to be a very easy game. I don't know whether it is going to be one because that record speaks for itself. They haven't yet lost at home once a season. I think they've been struggling more so away from home this season than actually at home. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. They do set up to frustrate as well. They tend to have less of the ball. They do have good options up front that are physical. So I don't know if now is the time to introduce or make wholesale changes, rather. I'd love Cherki to start. I'd love Marmoush to start. I'd love Aït-Nouri to start. But Aït-Nouri, I didn't even realize he wasn't even on the bench against Everton. Marmoush didn't come off the bench, so he didn't get a minute against Everton. Cherki just had a little brief cameo. So I would predict only a couple of changes here or there, like Gvardiol to come in for Ake. I'd be amazed if Bernardo didn't start because he started against Arsenal, he started against Monaco, and he started against Napoli as well. So I'd be staggered if Bernardo didn't start either. So I'd suspect we'll start relatively cautiously. And then maybe if it's like the sixth for creativity and fun, then maybe you can look to Cherki, Marmoush. But to start with, I'd be very surprised if it was wholesale changes because this is a tricky game on paper anyway. And outside of Real Madrid away, this is technically our second hardest game, you might say, in the Champions League. I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I'd love it to be. Just don't think it will be.
On the Villarreal TV last night, and they were a bit worried that they do give away the ball very, very cheaply. They said that they expect City to dominate possession.
Yes.
They are good, you know, on the counter attack. The two strikers are, like you said, physical. But like Pulpy said, we need to be going here, no disrespect, and rolling these over. You know what I mean? The Monaco game was. We let him off the hook. No matter what we said, we let him off the hook. We let him get back into the game. I know it was a penalty, etc., but we were flying up until then. And tonight, you know, the first half against Everton wasn't the greatest. At half time, there was a lot of rumblings underneath, panicking and that. But you could almost see that we were going to get through. You know what I mean? And I think this is a different Manchester City team now. I don't think it's a team that is just going to batter everyone. I think we have got to be a lot more patient with the build-up, etc. And the fact that we are getting a lot of these players back puts us in good stead for the games coming up because we know it's going to be tough. But the wingers, you know, it's caused a lot of debate online. Doku, Savinho, people are now asking for Marmoush and Cherki. Savinho at weekend, I thought he huffed and puffed a lot. He made the wrong decision a few times. We've said this about it before. It's nothing new. But I'm a big advocate, now, for Jeremy Doku on the right. I see him play for Belgium on the right, and I think he's absolutely what we need. He's very direct, and he gets the ball in. He appeared on the right for once against Manchester United, and he crossed the ball in for Foden to head home. He appeared on the right at weekend against Everton once, put a great ball across for, I think, Reinders or Savinho to have a shot. And then Savinho pops up on the left, the second half. You know, he gets an assist. What is it with Pep Guardiola? Why he won't give this a go? You know what I mean?
No. I think when we signed Doku, I was so convinced he was going to be a right winger because that's where he played so much at Rennes and he was fantastic there. And that's where he started his first game or two for City as well. I can't remember if he started off the right or if he came on and played at right wing. So that was clearly the idea behind the signing, and we have seen it for Belgium. He can play there off the right. We've seen it in France as well. What's weird is that we've just never really seen it for City on even a semi-consistent basis, I would say. He's arrived onto like the right wing or those right central areas, but he's always started off the left when he's played well. And I don't really know what the reasoning for that is, to be fair. He just seems to not be as confident with maybe it's because he has to dribble more so in his left foot off the right compared to the left. I've no idea. That's just spitballing. We know he loves that little, the little shimmy he does where he sort of like steps over and he goes, zoom. That's always to the right. And if he does that on the right side, then he's going to run the ball out of play. So that's like a big weapon that he's got. And
I never thought of that, But
but obviously he can't do it to the same degree because he's even though he is good with his left foot, I've never seen him do it where he's shimmied more so to the left. So it's a great question, and he definitely will need to get that Belgium form off the right for City for the right, because we know that players like Sterling, for example, were just as good off the right as they were the left for City. So it's definitely something he'll need to add. I don't know why it has not been as competent, though, to be fair. I don't know.
Especially when we see, for me, right, where we are with these two. With Cherki, with Doku last season, we saw the frustrations of him not scanning, him not finding Haaland. Now, this season, we now have a sample of that Doku can scan the pitch. He can find Haaland. Although, admittedly, that's more when he was playing in a slightly more central and on the right. With Savio, for me, I did say it in the summer when Tottenham came in for him that if he stayed, I wanted him to be given a chance on the left because I didn't. There's something about him from the start of signing him. There's something about him that he's aesthetically great, but when it gets to a point, and someone said to me, I think it was you, Martin, earlier, said to me on the phone, or someone said to me, but he beat his man every time, and I was like, but we saw that with Doku last season, and the one thing that I felt in the first half, those two do a little bit, is they slow the game down and they make the game so. I think we all generally agree that the best idea is to get the ball to the big man as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to throw another one in there this season. Get the ball to Haaland. And Steve, this is one you said to me last year. Get the ball to Foden as quickly as possible. One of those two. And I feel like when the ball gets to Doku or Savinho, it no longer becomes about that. It now becomes about, I need to take a man on, right? Now, just look at O'Reilly in the second half. A ball through from Foden. He didn't try and cut back. He'd scanned and found where Haaland was before the ball had arrived at his feet. Hey, presto, gets the ball to Haaland, and it's a goal. Mm-hmm. Now, to be fair, Savio did do that in the second half himself. But off the left, there's something about Savio on the right that is just not, it's not working. I really don't want to start being known for running a Savio agenda, but I'm more than happy to run with this don't play Savio on the right anymore agenda.
Well, this week, Savio has been watching all my stories on Instagram. So I don't know if I've said something about him, but I can't remember. But I think he must be watching me or something. Every single story, even the stories about the dog, he's been watching them. So I don't know what he's doing.
It's not Savio that made the fake account for your dog, is it?
It may be. You might think I get him back. But no, I feel like it does frustrate us a lot. This whole Tottenham thing was weird with him. We don't know where that was going, you know what I mean? But he signed a new contract. And it's just a case of, are we being too picky? Are we having a bit of a nitpick because we've got nothing else to nitpick? Or, I mean, Oscar Bob. Maybe. Oscar Bob's one of the players where we thought this might be his breakout season. He's come in, he's looked okay. He's not looked sensational or anything. I know he got a lot of stick the other day off the Norwegian manager for being lazy, etc., etc. But I mean, Pulpy, what have you thought of Oscar Bob? Surely, if he's got anything about him, he's got to take that shirt off Savinho. He's got to think I'm having his shirt,
I mean, all the shirts are up for grabs, right? There's only Doku that's really stood out this year on the attacking side as a winger. I don't know about you guys. I'm at that point of being a football fan in general that I'm sick of these inverted wingers. They've driven me mad. It's so counterintuitive towards attacking football. Like, it's just about, especially how we play, it's get the ball down the wing and suffocate. It's just a suffocation around. It's just cutting inside, and I'm sick of it. So I'd love to
Yeah,
see
I hear
somebody
it.
just
I
more
hear it.
direct in that. I'm with you where I say I'd love to see Savio on the left, Doc on the right, and just switch it up and be more direct. You know, I believe Oscar Bob can go down the right. He's quite direct as well. So I'm sick of these just the cutting side merchants, man. Football's been ruined by it. Yeah, look, we do get these that come in and put in the top corner every now and again, but that's so rare nowadays. So yeah, I want to see more direct attacking wing play, and I feel that then gets us up the pitch further, gets the ball to Haaland quicker, and there's a more chance of some output from that than there is a slow, suffocating build-up that I'm sick of seeing. But yeah,
that was the first
can
half.
take
That was for me watching that game on Saturday. It did feel that first half felt a bit like a throwback to last season, where it was becoming a bit
slow build-up play. I was just like crying out for a runner in behind.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I'll be honest with you. I think people didn't give Everton enough credit.
Give who?
Everton for Saturday.
Yeah, fair. Everton,
Tarkovsky was class in that first half, I will say.
Although some of his clearances were weird, though, Nobbins.
We won't talk about that.
It seems to be an impatience at the minute. It's like we've got to get the game won in 45 minutes now.
May I throw an olive branch to Doku's performance for that first goal? I
thought Doku was worse than Sabio on Saturday.
But may I just offer a potentially different perspective, which might be reaching, but I think it's valid. So, Daps, you said that what you liked about the first goal was the fact that it came from O'Reilly just like bombing down that left side, just getting stuck in, being more direct. Is that a fair summation?
And a fucking great pass from Foden as well, by the way.
Yeah, of course. But like the movements, what you liked in
it was
particular.
scanning. It was the movement. It was the scanning, and it was a no thrill.
Gotcha.
Just fucking get the ball in there.
Yeah, and Pulpy, you not as much of a fan of Doku occupying central areas. You want him to be more like just direct, running down the wings.
It doesn't matter what side of the pitch you're on. I just want him to run in behind rather than just slowly.
No, sure.
Yeah, so I don't want him to inside really.
No, that's reasonable. Yes. So, if you watch that goal again, the only reason that O'Reilly has the space to make that run is because Njai is occupied with Doku and Doku's drifted in centrally. Okay. So one could argue that is a pretty big aspect to that first goal. Now, that might be clutching at straws. I accept that. But I do think it is good movement by Doku to do that. It's very intelligent because Njai, that whole game, basically Everton were playing a back five that whole game with Njai tracking Doku.
What I mean, Robbins. Yeah.
So Doku went in centrally.
That was Doku, not Savio, Martin.
No, I'm talking about the we weren't doing this in the first half, weren't doing that in the first. We did create chances in that first half.
We did. No, but that we did 100%. I mean, Savio was through into a position that I think personally a winger should be.
I knew you'd start straight.
Of course I would, because you're talking about chances, and probably two of the best chances we had fell to Savio, and he did fuck all. So I will mention Savio.
I'm going to do my Savio defense. I'm going to do my Savio defense. Yes, does he need to improve? 100%. He started 2 games this season? He started up the season injured. I know people don't believe that, but apparently he was. I think a lot of it is down to the summertime, because I think some fans think that he was kind of snaking us or whatever, because I've not seen his Instagram stories. Apparently, I've been told he's sat there with suitcases on and all that. People forget, and it was Alan who woke me up to it. Alan said the other day, but Oscar Bob's doing better. And that was it. He said, but he's a young lad. I said, I'm not being funny, Alan, but Savinio's younger than Bob.
We're
giving Doku a 2-year grace. We're giving Savinio 1 season and 2 games. And that's it. It's over. It's finished.
Do you know what? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do you know what? I don't get it, because I can tell you now, right? There is no reason for me to have an agenda against Savio that I wouldn't have against Doku, right? Don't know either of the fellas. No, Martin, I'll answer for this, because at the moment, I'll tell you, I can't remember the last time watching a half of football I've sat in there and actually been so frustrated with the play where I actually did say, get him out of the club. I'm not having him anymore. I will say he does deserve a chance on the left because that's where he was better for Girona. And it just seems every time he's on the left, he seems naturally better there. But and this is with no agenda. I'm telling you now, maybe I do now because I'm not rating him. But on Saturday, I sat in there and I've never been so frustrated with the player as I was Savio in that first half because it's just, do you know what it is? It's because probably a bit of PTSD, throwback to last season again. And I feel like when we're having these type of conversations, is this not maybe a bit of are we having to do too much? Do we have to have these conversations with Sterling, Sane, Mahrez? Ever?
No.
Mahrez was
a bit frustrated. Mahrez was equally
Mahrez maybe the first
year,
season, but second season, definitely.
Do you know what I think the problem is? A lot of people, because we've got the best striker in the world, we all want to see the ball going in the box every 5 minutes because we know that 90% of the time he's on the end of it. And it's probably not realistic enough to do that. So what it is, and then when we do get in fantastic positions, we just, it does frustrate you a little bit. We're getting away with it at the minute because we're winning games. But I think it'll turn when we have a game where we maybe don't win and Doku and Savio have great chances and we don't. Like the chance for Doku in the first half when they lay it to him on the plate and he side foots it just into the keeper very tamely. And then you're thinking, put your foot through it. We're in the south stand there. We're right behind it. Put your foot through it. But at the end of the day, Pep knows what he's doing. He keeps mentioning that they're going to get it. They're going to get it. And I think we've just got to roll with it. But I do think both of these wingers this has got to be a season where we've got to see the end game. We can't not have an end product anymore. Last season, we didn't really get what we wanted. This season, it's looking like if we carry on, we could be right in the mix for that title again. So we need end product. You know what I mean? We can't let it go. But I don't want to dwell too much on the wingers. There's a player I want to talk about briefly who I think deserves a bit of a credit. Nico Gonzalez. I thought a weekend he played very, very well. I thought he did the ugly things right, breaking down the play, winning headers in the centre of the park. And I feel like with Nico, he's not one of these players that you know everyone's favourite player, or if he was called Nico Dino or something like that, it might be different. But I just feel like he goes about his business. He ticks us along. He tries to get us on the front foot. And I think that he's quite a brave player. Sometimes he's asking for the ball in places where I think, do not give him the fucking ball there. Against Tottenham when he got pressed, and I thought, don't. But he's not faded into the background. He wants that shirt. And with Rodri injured, I think he's doing all right, mate. You know what I mean? I think he's doing all right. But I thought Saturday was Nico Gonzalez's best game.
I think I'd go further. I think he's doing better than all right. He's doing a damn sight better than Rodri did in his first season with City, for example. I know lots of people don't choose to remember it or whatever, but yeah, like Rodri struggled in his first year. I think Nico's adapted a lot quicker. He's adapted defensively a lot quicker than I thought he would have done. The on-ball does need to improve, but I'm willing to give him lots of time because it's arguably the most demanding role to be a defensive midfielder in a Guardiola side. We know that. He didn't play there for Porto. He did like play there in La Masia or whatever, but he didn't play there at the senior level for Porto, more of a number 8. I think he's doing a really good job in a basically an impossible circumstance of your Ballon d'Or winner is still not here and he's picking up all these like extra little injuries. And we're almost in like this little sort of, we don't know fully yet, but like that's certainly with the amount of new signings we've got, arguably a transition style to some degree, certainly in the midfield. I mean, the midfield from this season's entirely different compared to the last one, for example. So I think he's doing a good to great job given that context. And as someone's just said in the chat there, he's young. He's 23. So I'm impressed, and I'm a big fan of Nico, Jim. A big believer in Nico.
He has that. You've ever seen there's a few like clips going about of Sergio Busquets where he just has that drop of the shoulder, and he just drops the shoulder and he's away in space by half a yard in there. Against Everton, Gonzalez had that a little change of direction quickly. It's only half a yard and he opens up so much space. And like Steve said, previous to that, I was always concerned of like if there's anyone that's going to get pressed and take the ball, and they're going to take it off Nico. But I feel like he's becoming more grown up in that role and being able to understand that actually, if he can just, he doesn't have to have the ball so far, just half a yard away and recycle it and move it around. That's enough. And like, he's growing more and more into that sort of mature role of just all he needs to do is just get the ball, put it about, move it forward, quick little passes inside and in there, and get the ball to the pitch. And from what he's done in his first like 9 months was better than what Rodri did. And that's the really promising thing, is that the life after Rodri, people don't want to hear it, but it's coming quicker than you think.
I do hear it. I definitely hear that. I mean, Pep spoke highly of him in the press conference. The one thing that I've liked is we saw at the open training, and then we saw after one of the games quite recently, Pep was on the pitch with him, right? And he was very clearly having a chat with him about how you receive the ball. In both instances, it's about how you should receive the ball and your body position, right? And I'm seeing it in games. Remember that clip years ago where it had Pep positioning Raheem Sterling, right? And then in a game, him doing the same thing. And with Nico, I can't lie, I'm getting to the point now, which is, you know, after last season, and I'm getting to the point where I am comfortable seeing a City team without Rodri in it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have Rodri in it. But I am getting comfortable seeing Nico in it, and I'm watching him. I mean, there were certain games where Nico's actually come on as a sub for Rodri and looked better than Rodri. Now, I'm not saying he's better than Rodri. Of course, I'm not going to do that. But it's very, very nice place to be where you actually are starting to feel comfortable with, especially where we've been with our troubles with DMs. And I agree with Pulpy. I actually think maybe he's getting used to this league quicker than Rodri did. Maybe.
Well, Rodri had the same. Rodri had Fernandinho in front of him, and, everyone was like, "We're never going to be able to place Fernandinho." The same way we've never replaced Nigel De Jong, Yaya Toure. Just so nobody can really accept in our midfield life after player X.
Yeah.
Whereas like now, I feel like, look, we know Rodri's had an injury, been out for a year, but you know we've had to cope without him, and it's been painful. But we all thought Nico was the guy in January, and it's took him a long time to get used to the speed, the demands of Guardiola, who is probably the worst manager in the world, for him in terms of his criticalness and level of what he expects of him is higher than anybody else in that managerial position in the world, because he did that role to perfection, Guardiola, and he's done it. He's got the best out of Fernandinho, he got the best out of Rodri. So now he's saying, look, it's my way or the highway, and Nico's having to accept and adapt to that. So it can only be good for him and good for us if he's given the time to get used to it. And it's probably helped by the fact that he's had a baptism of fire that we needed to get him in there, because if he'd have come in the summer and Rodri's still fit and he didn't get injured, he probably wouldn't ever get in near our first team. So it's kind of like all falling into place, which is good for us in the big picture.
Yeah. From what Nobbins, this is one for you. From what I got told by someone the other day, he's actually extremely good at winning his duels. Is that correct? I know you probably.
Yeah. If you like people have done like charts like comparing defensive midfielders from this season, and he's like right up there for like those dual win percentage rates, definitely. Which it's a bit surprising. I didn't think he'd be that good off ball this quickly, and yet he is absolutely.
Teams out, Dabs.
Teams out. Oh, let me have a quick look. I'll share that.
Jack Gorn's got it out.
For God's sake, not City yet. Right, hold on.
That's what I'm trying to look for.
4 changes, by the way. So Foden and O'Reilly are out. City's just bounced it, mate. There you go, if you want that.
Hold on.
Oh, Foden's interesting. That's brave.
Jack Gorn.
Who's gone in?
Rico Lewis starting in midfield.
It's John Stones.
There we go. Hold on.
Bernardo captain.
Oh, right, yeah. It's not a graphic to share, so there's no point sharing it. So, Donnarumma, Nunes, Stones, Diaz, Vardiol. So Vardiol's back on the left. Silva, Gonzalez, and Lewis. Or maybe, All right. Savinho, Haaland, Doku.
The midfield worries me a bit.
Yeah.
It's a midfield which is focused more so on control than output / creativity, isn't it?
The bench must be very strong.
It's absolutely stacked, Steve. It's probably as strong as it's going to get.
Trafford, Vanilla, Reinders, Ake, Mamouche, Kovacic, Cherki, Aït-Nouri, O'Reilly, Foden, Bob.
Yeah.
Right, so that's a team to not get beaten, certainly in the first half, and then dictate the play, not allow any transitions, and then try to win the game in the second half, isn't it? That's what that tells me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it.
The Rico Lewis midfield thing worries me a bit. I can't lie.
Sorry, can I just? I'm going to give him praise because I feel that we do need to be balanced with. I actually think Rico Lewis cameo on Saturday, he was very, very good. I think Rico Lewis contributed quite highly.
I like Rico.
Rico moving the ball forward. So the last 15, 20 minutes was when we started playing that beautiful Hollywood football. And I have no doubt that Cherki coming on and the fact that Cherki loves a one-touch football is very relevant, right? But also Rico Lewis showed he could keep up with it. I'm not going to lie. Rico and Bernardo on Saturday when they came on, I thought they were both really good. So I do want to give him credit for that because I know that sometimes we give them pelters. But I actually thought Rico was quite good. I'd rather Steve. Where do you stand? Would you rather see Rico in midfield or as a fullback, or neither?
It's mad because sometimes I think, I prefer him to just say, right, you're a right back, and then every now and then he pops up with this game in midfield where you think, oh, he could do a job in there. I feel like when the game's going, I think when Man City are stronger and can bully teams, Rico Lewis thrives. When Manchester City are up against a team that are physical, and want to put it on us, I feel like he's lost. You know what I mean? And in the Premier League, especially, the teams, in my opinion, are getting a lot more bigger. Like that Everton game at weekend, you look at their midfield. I know Idrissa Gueye is very small, but he's very aggressive, and the Everton lads are physical. I don't think that was the game for him. Whether Pep's seen something tonight in Villarreal and thought, you know what, I think we're going to have a lot of the ball. Rico's good at keeping the ball because he is very good at that. You know what I mean? Keeping the ball moving and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I just feel like, I don't know, there's always been that one player in the City team over the last few years when you get that little skip of the heartbeat when he's in the team. And for me, it's Rico. You know, me and Rico don't have the greatest of relationships. He fell out with me, but I'm being honest. You know, that's how he makes me feel.
That's got him to melt down. There's already a sat bet.
I think looking at that midfield, though, I think of the three, he's probably one that's going to be playing higher up. I imagine Bernardo sits there and just pings a.
You know, the last time that we did this, do you remember the Forest game at Wembley and he put Rico in the midfield and we all went, where's that from? And he kind of scored in that.
He played that day and it worked, you know.
And he scored in the first 3 minutes and you're like,
it worked.
I think he's going to be the advanced midfielder of those three, which is unusual. But like Steve said, probably something from the way they think Villarreal are going to play gives us some control. And he's actually all right. He's actually all right in that final third, Lewis.
He might think they're a load of garbage and he can run that team. I don't know.
It does stink of having possession tonight, innit? It's a possession game for us tonight.
Looking at that, it looks like he's more concerned about Villa than he is that game tonight.
Well, we can't lose any more ground. We can't lose any more ground.
Because I think he's looked at it. Villa are 3 wins on the bounce. They've found a better form.
Yeah, the Villa game is more important, definitely.
He's got to make changes. At the end of the day, we can't run people got to realise we can't run the same place for 70 games.
No.
Rico Lewis and Foden had to come out. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. We'll know at the end, but we can't run 70 games for everyone.
No, we can't.
And the question is, when for me, this was one of the saying that because they are in form, but they are one of the favourable fixtures in this Champions League run we had.
For and away.
Yeah, if you know what I mean. So it probably is the time to rotate around.
Yeah. So looking at the team, we spoke about everything.
Can't just save everyone for Swansea though. So
we need to
going out.
We just quickly, if we look at the run we've got in the league, we've got Villa away, Liverpool. Is it Villa away, Bournemouth at home, Liverpool at home? Is that the right order, or is it either way? I know it's a difficult run. That I think it's a run that for me really could define. For me, I'm seeing those 3 games, and that's where I'm going to decide just how close we're going to. Because at the moment, I'm close. Steve, are you there yet? Are you there saying we're having it this season, or?
Do you know what? I think we're doing all right, and we with the players coming back, we've got the options. I feel like January's coming up as well. If we make some good moves in January, Why not? But there's one thing I will say: this Premier League at the minute, everyone towards the end of the season, you get the wacky. It's like the Wild West where everyone beats everyone and it all looks a bit mad. That seems to be happening now.
Yeah.
Burnley beat Leeds, Bournemouth and Palace 3-3. Newcastle get beat off Brighton. United's done Liverpool. You know what I mean? United's next game's Brighton at home. You could see Brighton beating
it's
United.
a bit like that, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like
Bournemouth is a tough one. Bournemouth is going to be a very tough one, even though it's a home game.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. To me, the next 3 games are harder than tonight.
But just quickly talking on the bench, this is where if we go back to the Arsenal game, we had I think Arsenal came after United, wasn't it? Was it United then Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still had players. Our players had only recently started to come back, right? And we still had some players out, some key players out. And I felt like that, and a few games this season. The second half, after about 60 minutes, Brighton definitely was one of them as well. After 60 minutes, our performance went like that, and the other team made subs, and their performance went like that. I'm watching that Everton game. I'm watching that Everton game at the weekend with the subs we made and how our performance went, and that gives me a very, very good feeling about this season for me. That this squad is still new, but it's starting to gel quickly. Cherki, I think, I'm not going to get carried away. I've had people say he's the next Silva, he's the next Kevin De Bruyne, but I do think he's what we need. I do think we really
superstar
really
in the
do.
making, if not already
he is.
one.
Yeah, I mean, and Pep said it as well. To be fair, so, but I can't lie. I'm close. I'm close to saying it, Steve. That we're gonna, but we're definitely gonna be there in a race. That's for
I
sure.
think if we get to when's the next international break in 3 weeks or something?
Yeah, that's
when
exactly
we
where
come
I'm
after
thinking.
that. If we're still there, it's game on.
Yeah, if we can
we're match fit. Then I still think there's a few lads that aren't match fit.
Yeah,
coming back from injuries, give it 3 weeks, and I think that's it. We're having it.
If you look at this, right, if we go to head towards the end of the season, if this is a title race that doesn't involve Liverpool, we've got Arsenal at the Etihad. It's a very nice thing to know at this point, right?
I told you.
A very nice thing to know at this point.
I told you on the phone. I think we win it.
That's my. I think we win it.
I think we'll win it. I think Arsenal. I think for me, Arsenal are talking like they've already won it. The parade's booked. They're going out in May, and I mean, my God, talk about arrogant and there's a thing on confidence, but they've turned into Liverpool fans. They've got the best goalie in the world, the best defense in the world, the best midfielders in the world. They've got the greatest everywhere now.
Look,
and it's game over for everyone else.
Do you know the sad thing is as well that, and I think, Steve, you probably feel this at times on Big Six, that I totally see what Arsenal fans are seeing about themselves. Their squad depth is really good, and I think Arsenal are looking good this season. But it makes it difficult to give them credit because at the same time, after they'll completely downplay our result away at Arsenal. Now, for me, we were leading the game until the 92nd minute. Okay, no problem. They can say that we played a low block, but I didn't really feel that threatened until a bit of an error from Donnarumma coming out and maybe also a defender led to a goal. And they'll now tell me that they're winning, and I have been told this yesterday, they're winning the league at the Etihad, right? But I'm called, Steve, on that same show, me and you got called arrogant, you for polishing your trophy, and me for pause, and me for making a video saying that Isaac, Gyökeres and Wirtz haven't been great. We're arrogant, but they're the ones telling us they're winning the league at the Etihad. And I just think it makes it difficult for me to credit Arsenal because it's like you have to. We found ourselves on Never Foul the other day. We had to tell Arsenal fans not to take offence before we spoke on Gyökeres. And it was like, I've never had to do that on any other team. Tell their fan base.
Defend them. I just don't give a shit.
We've got a lot of Arsenal fans on the channel, Steve. It's not great to do that, but
yeah, but bring me on your channel then. Whoever said that about me, bring me on the channel. I'll murder him.
We will do that. We will do. In fact, no, I'm saving that for this channel, Steve. But we will do that. We will do that.
Please do it because I will literally pay money for that just to watch Stephen.
The thing is, they're absolutely deluded. I mean, if you look at the comments that of what I only said, this guy said this is with the context. He said Manchester City fans and Manchester City are scared of Arsenal. I turned around and said, literally never have I ever been scared of Arsenal. Arsenal have never done anything that have hurt Manchester City, ever. You know what I mean? And then they went, yeah, well, we used to beat you all the time. I said, fucking Middlesbrough used to beat us all the time. And fucking Bradford and people like that. So don't say like as if that's something we were scared of. They've never took a league title off us. They've never beat us in a cup final. So
but you summed it up, it's a 5-1. They see the 5-1 as that's it now.
City beat them 4-0s and 4-1s. It's just
I don't know because I don't know, Steve, because we won trophies at the end of it. So we don't remember the actual scores. We remember what happened.
So my final comment was, come back to me when you win these trophies. And then there'll be nobody gives them more credit than me when they come back and go, there you go, Steve. I was the biggest Arteta fan on the Big Six for years. They all turned on me because I can see through the bullshit. I've been too long in the tooth with Man City to know when these fans are insecure. I stood outside the Emirates Stadium, on AFTV on my own, and they said, what do you think happening here? And I said, there's blood in the water and there's a big blue shark behind you, and walked off. The meltdown over an imaginary shark, I can't even put it into words. It was fucking unbelievable.
Right,
and now they're having a meltdown about a trophy. They keep saying it's plastic. It's not plastic. It's metal, lads. And if I want to buy a trophy and be a sad cunt and put it in my house and cuddle it and put my shin pads on and my captain's armband and run around like Ilkay Gundogan in my own private house, I can do. Because some of them Arsenal fans will be wearing women's clothes and getting walked about on dog leads in London. We know what you lot are up to. So listen, let's not judge.
Whoa.
Let's not judge that. I know you like.
Calm down, that.
Well, anyway, at the end of the day, it's one. And then they go. You're rattled. We're not rattled. We're just fucking. We win shit. You know.
Well, Steve, this is the thing that I'm looking at. Right, is at the moment. I get it. Arsenal fans have all this confidence that they're an amazing team and we're a shit team. Despite our runs actually being very similar, they're an amazing team. We're still a shit team with a shit defence and Haaland's carrying us. And they will continue to run that narrative. However, the players in February, around February time, if Manchester City are within touching distance of their players around February time, there's certain players in that team that are going to start having fucking nightmares about sharks again, right? And that's where I start thinking, that's where all of a sudden, and the thing is that some of the senior players at City will be saying, listen, these lot are scared of us. Ignore what happened last season. It was a one-off when we had a lot of injuries. Nobbins, how are you feeling in the overall big picture of the title?
I think there is a City side that can win the title. I think there's a squad there, a starting 11 there that can win the title. It's predicated on a lot of our new players getting integrated fully. I'd say Cherki's one of them. I think there is a team that can win the title there. However, I don't think we're the favourites. I think both things can be true.
Fair. Yeah, 100%. I'd agree with that as well. I would agree with that. But there we go. There's
one in the chat there. Look, there's one in the chats there. Look at him. Why the hell are you on this channel, mate? Because he's craving something.
Steve, Steve, I had one that commented on the video.
Because they haven't seen any for a while.
I told him to come around and bring the kids.
I had one that commented the other day, and it's kind of a bit of a personal attack. He was saying I'm specky, I've got a lisp, and I'm in my 40s, and why am I doing YouTube? So I had a quick look at his channel. All of his comments, as an Arsenal fan, all of his comments are on this channel. I just thought, okay, fair enough. Well, I just actually messaged him and said, I hope you have a better day. But anyway, should we go through just quickly for the lineup one more time? Just go through the lineup so that anyone that's watching this that haven't seen it.
Do you know what's weird, by the way? Sorry to jump in. Aren't Arsenal playing in an hour?
They are, yeah.
Why are they not on an Arsenal channel?
That'll be a good game, to be fair.
Yeah, it's interesting, that one.
Against Atletico, that will be a good game.
Yeah. Especially the fact I feel it's more interesting because it's at the Emirates as well. I just interesting one that. Sorry, let me just find the City. Did you see who's on City TV tonight as well, by the way?
Yeah,
Scott Carson.
Scott Carson, yeah.
I heard that Arsenal been reported to UEFA because Atletico Madrid trained at the stadium and there was no hot water for the showers. They had to go back to the hotel and shower. So he reported them. I've read that before. I don't know if it's bullshit, but
Bizarre.
I read that as well. It's probably true because they'll do anything, won't they? They'll try anything, Arsenal.
well, listen, they've had speakers on the training ground and they bought a dog called Win and they don't fucking win. So this is the new low now.
Yeah. Turning the hot water off.
Sorry, I'm going to share the. Sorry, last thing just for
all the money we spent in the summer.
There we go.
Probably get another shareholders loan.
There we go for people that haven't seen it already. The lineup: Donnarumma in goal, Núñez. We're thinking Núñez on the right, John Stones, Ruben Diaz partnership, Vardio on the left, Nico.
Why did Vladimir Putin looking upset at City's lineup there in the
He's a character, Radu, isn't he?
That's right.
He's always there.
Jesus Christ. Bro, I saw it at the start, but kind of didn't notice what was going on.
It looks like, fucking hell, Rico started again.
Jesus Christ.
He's always there, Radu, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, brilliant. So Nico, Rico, Bernardo Silva in midfield. Yeah, I do agree. Maybe not the most creative. And then Erling Haaland and Doku on the left and Savio on the right. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that it's the other way around. Yeah.
So you've been texting me during the game, saying I told you Savio shit.
Well, I'm doing a watch along on. I'm doing a watch along on Big Up for it. So Jesus, but we will see. We will see. But
Right, people, let's do score predictions just for a bit of fun towards the end. Staps, we'll start with you. Give us a score prediction.
I am going to go 2-1 City.
I'm going to say 2-0. Martin?
I'm going to go 1-0.
Paul?
Go on, Nobbins.
2-1. Villarreal tend to score.
I thought you were going to say 2-1 Villarreal then.
No, sorry. 2-1 to City because Villarreal tend to score. So, yeah.
I'm just going to go on massive chest out and say 6-1 City.
Shut up.
Why not? I like
Why
it.
not?
Like
what time did you start?
I love it.
What?
Sorry,
Drinking.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
I'm
on.
drinking over a year, mate. I'm sober. This is probably worrying.
Hold on. Pulpy, is that a little chest? Like
massive chest.
Liverpool,
massive
or is that
chest,
it's a massive chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a 200-kilogram bench press. That's crazy chest.
Right, on that note, people.
They call me Happy Clapper.
Just under the hour. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to everyone else's channel on here. And we're all going to go now, get chilled out, get ready, and hopefully watch Manchester City win. So up the Blues. Fuck Arsenal. Come on, City. And this is going to redirect over to LB people. So stay where you are. When you get over there, make sure you like the video and, of course, put South Stand Raid. And we will see you tomorrow morning.